quarterback is in.
Brandon Ayuk looking ass.
That's right. That is right. Malik Neighbors is not Neighbors. Malik. I wish Neighbors. Yeah. Boy, there's a lot of things I wish for the Packers quarterback. Neighbors is up there. That would be fun. Yeah. Lombardi Sweep is back, first show of the regular season. As every normal Packer show, I'm sure does, they usually come back after the first week so we can review, because the review is better than the preview. Isn't that right, folks? And we have a lot to get caught up on. Trevor's got less wisdom teeth. Luke has been abused by dentists.
I have the same, but my girlfriend is 4 less.
And what's hers is yours. So really, you have 4 less.
And some random girl jumped in the show that you don't remember.
Janet's teaching again.
Speaking of that, Zach,
Janet decided to go back to teaching. She had the amount of scouting we got from those kids. It really helped the show. So she's putting them through the ringer again. And I assume she's going to get sick every week again now, because that's what teachers do.
Right now, my voice is already done.
Of course it is.
Speaking of that, Zach, I heard one of the greatest lines of all time from a couple fighting. The woman goes, "What's yours is or what's mine is mine, and what's yours is also mine," and then just left the store. And I've been thinking about that ever since.
I've heard that line by multiple Midwest men after getting engaged. They love to tell me that I'm fat, and boy, it's a great feeling. It's really cool. Loved it all. By the way, looked at wedding venues today, and if someone bad move to basically tell me what's going down.
Agreed.
Like telling me what I can and can't do.
Really quick, I feel like Mr. Rogers. Somebody's at my door. Let me go check really quick.
Bring him on mic. Get him on mic. Yeah. Bring the camera if you can. You never know. It's Jordan Love. Drop in guest. Would that be great?
To your point, Zach, you don't even let the coach pick your play when we play college football in Madden.
No, absolutely not. Like we went to 2. First person was like, "This is what it is." I'm like, "Can I, like, if I get my own kegs, can I just bring my own kegs?" No.
It's not. This is what it is. This is what it's going to be.
Yeah, like, okay, so I have to follow your plan. Okay, well, fuck off then. Every time I asked a question, not very many, and it wasn't what I wanted, I just went, okay. Interesting. I think that's all it needed to be told. And then the next person spoke to my heart, because she said, "We want you to get away with everything you possibly can."
Okay.
Like,
no!
Let me break the rules.
No.
Jesus?
Did Janet just say no to Jesus? That's kind of sacrilegious.
You really should have brought them in to get on the microphone.
Janet just summoned the son of God. Like
you heard it here first. Janet hates Catholicism.
Maybe I shouldn't be on the show. They were the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Great. Ask him about Puka. Yeah.
Guys, Pumba was growling though. He doesn't growl at people.
Not great aura.
He hates Christians.
That reminds me of the league episode where they join the church to try to get fantasy football advice.
Yeah, great episode. I will say, Zach, if all else fails, you are more than welcome to get married in my backyard.
Thank you.
Anything flies.
I just think people need to not tell me what to do, and then everything will be fine. You know, it's not their rules.
I'm throwing the open invite to any of our listeners. If you need a place to get married, you got the backyard of my house.
From experience, that one time I got married, just elope.
That's kind of that. I mean, yeah. If I had my choice, you're correct.
I thought you were gonna say from experience in Luke's backyard. I was like, geez, I didn't know we had multiple weddings there.
Jen and I go way back.
All the way backyard.
Yep.
So week 1's in the books. What a week 1 it was. Everyone's super happy in Green Bay. We paid Jordan Love. Have we been back since we paid Jordan Love, or did we ghost? I think we talked about it, right? Once.
I don't think we did.
No, we never did.
Because we haven't come back since they lost in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
We did no draft.
No, we didn't.
Nope.
We didn't do like a season prediction. Nothing. I thought we were.
Let's start. Let's do our season prediction. We can start with week 1. That's fine.
Let's just do the off season right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. The Packers are in a situation where they have to pay Jordan Love, And Jordan Love, I don't know if he deserves a big contract. I think he's going to get one. They need DC. We should talk about DC candidates, and that's actually kind of maybe not too soon. It might be too late as well. It's kind of what is time when it comes to Packers defensive coordinator? You know,
the thing is if you're not going to pay Jordan Love, someone else is going to pay him. So I understand paying him. And time is a flat circle when it comes to defensive coordinators, because I was told that there's going to be a fast defense, going to stop the run. The 4-3 is the greatest thing to ever touch the city of Green Bay, and Philadelphia just does what Philadelphia does every time they play the Packers. So.
I mean, Philadelphia wants to run the football. Packers want to let people run the football. So, it is what it is. But to talk about actually week 1, can you gain any knowledge from that game for the Packers whatsoever?
I was going to say that the field is probably going to be kind of weird because Jesus told me.
I think
if Jesus whispers to you any other messages during the show, feel free to interrupt.
I think that you can gain a couple things. Well, not really gain, but like we still know that Packers defensive ends are going to just crash on every single thing, every single play. But I think you can take away that like Jaden Reed gets open. Like he gets open, he makes plays when he has the ball in his hands. For some reason, he only touched the ball 5 times in this game, and he leads the NFL in receiving yards. I think that's probably a miscue. And it was nice to kind of see the offensive line pick back up in like the end of the fourth quarter. So that was nice to see, but the other 3.5 quarters were kind of tough. The game as a whole, no, there's nothing you're going to pick up. You know, your franchise quarterback went down just after you paid him. Even though they were up in the entire game, it kind of felt like they were playing from behind. And I think that kind of came way of just Jalen Hurts having a new center. Imagine, having Jason Kelce's whole career and then you swap someone else in there, there's going to be mistakes. Jalen Hurts was horrible in this game. There's nothing to take away.
I would disagree. I think what we would take away is it's the same team as always. This is the same team every single year. You get a ton of opportunities right away. You fail to capitalize on every single one of them. You settle for field goals, which is fine at that point, but you leave a lot of points on the board. And then you have a chance to seal the game away or put it away or go away. They were up 2, got the ball back, 3 and out, two play interception, missed field goal. I mean, if that isn't Packer football for the past 4 years, I don't know what is. So my takeaway is, with all the changes, is the exact same team at the end of the day.
Even beyond that, Trevor, like going to the red zone 3 times off of 3 Philadelphia turnovers and coming away with 6 points, like that was a McCarthy game.
Yeah.
Does anybody feel like we're cursed? Like that first game is we always lose, and it's like, you like Trevor said, it's the same Packers team, but we always lose our first game. I never get my hopes up for our first game. No matter who we play, we just lose.
I mean, we did destroy the Bears last year, but
I think that
doesn't count.
Yeah,
I think a little bit of that comes by way of like Green Bay seemingly only putting stock into their preseason for their backup quarterback and their kicker job and giving it to any of the players that were in that battle. So I think some things kind of went neglected that are kind of big. Mainly your starters playing like 30 seconds in the very first game, and that was it.
Yeah. You create your own luck. Luck isn't just, doesn't fall from the sky. You create your own luck, and the Packers created their own luck by, having it's from bad leadership, and then you don't make the right player moves, and then you don't have good coaches, and then you do all this stuff, and all of a sudden you show up to week 1 like we're already off schedule. Like they already are behind. Like it is what it is. I don't think you can learn anything from week 1. I truly don't. Other than we talked about it last show. I don't understand why you can't figure out cleats. Like I don't understand why you are slipping everywhere. Other than Jaden Reed, he was the only one who had traction all night somehow. He was just the fastest player on the field. I thought Xavier McKinney looked good.
For sure. He's always going to look good.
I need to rewatch some stuff just to see where exactly they used him. In my mind, they used him deep more often than I like.
Yeah, correct.
That I could be wrong because he's a box guy. He should be in that second level, just sort of roaming. That's where he's best.
Yeah, the first ripping 5 minutes of that game there, where it sounds like you might be ripping on the Packers, rightfully so. I think Matt LaFleur would totally agree here. Like this is such a winnable fucking game, and they just didn't win the game.
Yeah, it was. Both teams played to not lose, not to win.
To add to that, if you believe in the Packers, if you think they're a playoff team, this game already has playoff implications on it. Like, we're down in a tiebreaker already.
Yeah.
Well, and on top of that too, like just making the playoffs. I mean, how much different is this conversation with Jordan Love if we win this game, right? You're 1-0. Let's say he's out 3 to 5 weeks. That one win is huge. You probably pick up a win against some of your crap opponents coming up. But now you lost the game and you're out losing him for a couple weeks. That completely changes everything. Even though it's a deeper playoff run, I mean, there are a lot of teams with weak schedules that are taking advantage. You had a winnable game, you didn't. That's all it is.
Yeah. Long season. They're not out. I mean, it is what it is. I will say the offense, I think, missed one thing. If you're, not saying they missed a good quarterback, that's also true. But they missed like a running back who can run the outside zone, aka they missed Aaron Jones. If just Aaron Jones is on this roster, like how bad did Josh Jacobs look?
Yeah,
he doesn't fit this. He doesn't fit the offensive scheme. He just doesn't. No. Like it was a boneheaded move. It's the front office continuing to not talk to the coaching staff, and they're just not on the same page. Like I can't even blame Matt LaFleur anymore because, like, even talking about the kicker situation, Matt LaFleur's asked a kicker question, like, did either of these guys do enough to win the job? He's like, that's not a question for me. Like, I would really like it if my coach could pick his own players, considering he's the one doing it. I don't love Matt LaFleur, but he has the right to pick the players he gets to coach. That would make sense to me, not the guy who's up in a box.
Yeah.
Create your own luck. It is what it is. But we put that in the rearview mirror. I think the Eagles are a good team. So the fact that the Packers lost, it's not a surprise. Packers shouldn't have been expected to win that game, in my opinion. And this doesn't end their season in the fucking slightest. Like, can the Packers catch up to the Bears? I think so. I think it's going to be okay.
Can they catch up to the Vikings?
Right. Yeah. Packers are dead last in the division. It's funny. I'll give it to these other teams. The Bears should talk. They shouldn't be talking about their quarterback very much, even though they are. But the Bears should be talking their shit right now because they know it's going to happen. All these teams know. And it is what it is. So the Packers are at home this week. Janet, you're going, right?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
So boots on the ground.
Yeah.
It'll be all good there. What are you excited to see?
Well, I mean, now that Jordan Love, I don't know. I've been seeing that they think he's gonna play. That sounds kind of crazy to me, though.
Sure does.
You think he's built like, I don't think he's gonna play. I really
no
don't.
shot in hell.
He calls being ticklish. He has silly body. Do you think a guy with silly body is going to be playing after a sprained MCL?
And I feel like because it's week 2, how stupid can you be and throw him in week 2 just because
in an AFC game?
Yeah, just because you want him to play. I think they should hold out, which is fine. I mean, I've seen worse. But I'm excited. I'm hoping that Josh Jacobs gets it together. The running back position is my favorite. And I was not impressed. And I know I've been told on Twitter, calm down. You gotta wait and blah, blah, blah. I'm not impressed. And I feel like chemistry is everything. And like you said, he just doesn't fit in for me right now. So I'm hoping he picks up some sort of traction, not like that field that he was on. And he looked like AJ Dillon.
He did.
On that field.
That's harsh, but that's true.
To your point, Janet, I've been told just wait on the Packers since they won the Super Bowl in 2010, and nothing ever happened. But also, I'm giving some credit to Matt LaFleur, who's ever making this decision to say that Jordan Love's not out. I love it. Everyone knows that he's out, but he's not confirming it. Make the defense coordinators think, even though they don't even think it, make them prepare for 2 quarterbacks. I love it.
Were you on when I talked about this in the fantasy show, Luke, or no?
I don't think so.
I don't remember. God. Wouldn't it be the most Packers thing of all time to be like, it's either Jordan Love or it's Malik Willis this week. It's one or the other. We got one of these guys. And then they put in Sean Clifford and be like, we have the upper hand now. Like,
yeah, for sure.
So you think playing Sean Clifford's clever.
Guys, it's my first year playing fantasy.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Do you have Sean Clifford on your team?
I'm finally playing. No, I don't. I have Jordan Love.
Good start.
And Patrick Mahomes, though. But so I feel like I was so ready. I was like picking all my players like beforehand. I was like, we got this. And a lot of a lot of the people that are playing with me were on auto draft, and they got all the good players. Makes no sense.
Well, you know how you beat that. You tune into Fantasy Football by Committee every week, and you would know how to beat that.
Yeah, right before Lombardi Sweep. It's a great show. Really good show. A lot of good little jokes in that one today. Josh Jacobs has played the Colts now 4 times. He's never ran for 100 yards against them. He has scored 2 total touchdowns in the 4 games. Highest output. He has 2 games over 70 yards, so that's okay. He's got a lot of passes against them. The issue is Josh Jacobs is a between the tackle guy, which isn't really what LaFleur needs to set up his offense. And you got DeForest Buckner in the middle for the Colts. So I trust him to stop any run in the middle. He's very good. That's the issue the Packers have to face this week. Packers are doing the stupid little rotation at guard again. I will say Sean Ryan, and then they drafted Jordan Morgan and put him at guard. So he is rotating in there. Makes sense. I do think he's a better guard than a tackle. That's why I was confused the Packers drafted him. But the Packers, reverse psychology would be. I thought they were going to draft a player out of position. They did, but then they put him out of position. It is weird. Packers did a good job there. In terms of the injury report, so talking about Jordan Love, there's no way. The Packers are just trying to smoke screen for the sake of smoke screening. He's not playing. He didn't practice today. No shot you go from 3 to 6 weeks to playing the next week. To your point, Jana, it's a meaningless game, all things considered. Like, no point to do that. He's the only player who didn't participate today. Then we had limited participation from Corey Ballantyne, Kenny Clark with a toe, Josh Jacobs with a back, of course, and Marshawn Lloyd with a hamstring. And then Edrin Cooper was a full participation. I don't expect any of those players other than Jordan Love to miss that game. So Packers should be relatively healthy for whatever that means. Before we get into actual prediction, maybe Luke wants to talk about this, of course, because I want to know what you guys think. Overall, to be completely honest, what did you think about the Packers defense compared to Joe Barry's defense?
I was going to say off the top here, I'm sick of seeing Isaiah McDuffie. Let's get Edrin Cooper in the game, and let's just let him, do what he does.
You think he could be better?
Yeah, much better. Like Isaiah McDuffie looked fucking horrible in that game. He was lost. He's touching Barkley 6 yards in the defensive backfield. There's no reason that McDuffie needs to see snaps anymore. I'm over it. The defense, I think we kind of hit it off the top. Like, it's hard to take it away from one game, right? Because I'm sure, they played a good team. They played a great running team. Things are going to change, but I didn't see anything different. Like, they just got ran all over. Like, it's the same thing that I've been seeing since my entire life. Like, the Packers can't stop good at running backs. Although Jalen Hurts, I talked about on the Sunday Football Show, I don't know why he didn't just keep running the ball. Like, Jalen Hurts had avenues to run. He just kept sliding. Jalen Hurts would have ran in that game. He would have came up with 100 yards. Like, they can't stop running backs and running quarterbacks. That partnered with, studs on the outside with A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith. Philadelphia, like I said, Philadelphia's got a good team, but like this was no different than the team that I've watched the last 4 years on defense.
Yeah, and I mean, watching it back, at first I was like, oh, the defense is getting some stops. And I watched it back and I realized the Eagles were just fucking up.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Jalen Hurts throws it over the middle of the double coverage, a horrible pass that he has no business in making. Is that Xavier McKinney's play that he's making? Is that the defense? No, it's a quarterback not reading the field. To your point, Jalen Hurts should have ran for way more. I don't know what the hell's going on with him. He's looked horrible. And all that. And even if you do think that the Packers defense looked a lot better to start the game, they give 34 points. So it's still not good enough.
34 points with 3 turnovers.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, it's just not good enough. Too many big plays. They just ran it down the throats. Saquon getting open on wheel routes, Texas routes. You fucking name it. He was open on it. It's just the same thing.
Yeah, I saw someone tweet that Dak Prescott would have taken this defense down in the playoffs. So I don't know. I don't know what that, I mean, obviously I know what that means, but I think we just looked that bad. And I want to blame it on the field, but then I don't. I agree with Trevor. Like, it's just going to be the same thing this year. And we're all going to be screaming to fire people by the end of the season.
It does seem that way. I mean, I don't even blame Hafley at this point. Like, he doesn't have very good players to coach. I don't think it's a great scheme, but I think it's a better scheme than what Joe Barry did. But like Quay Walker looked horrendous in the game. He made a lot of business decisions trying to tackle Saquon Barkley / just he juked Saquon Barkley on multiple plays, which was incredible. It was usually the person with the ball does that, but he did do that. Eric Stokes isn't good. Lucas Van Ness, I think, is better. I think he's decent. He's just not getting played whatsoever. I'm not sure what's going on there. Rashawn Gary is still Rashawn Gary. Like, they're just linebackers aren't good enough. I think Cooper is good, but to your point, Luke, he just didn't play. And then corners, I mean, Jair's fine. I think Jair has his moments, though.
I agree.
He's limited by his size. He's fun. He's really funny. I wish he didn't bring that ball back out of the end zone, but I love the mentality. I loved every second of it.
I will say, has there ever been a more Rashawn Gary sack than a sack?
No.
No. Just to talk, and Jen, I think you hit it there. Like, you want to blame this game on the field, you just can't, because both teams were playing on the field, right? Like that's the point. That's the point that Matt LaFleur made. Like, we just got to get over this field thing. Let's talk about the 12 penalties. Let's talk about the 6 points off of 3 turnovers. Like, there's so many more things than the field that was a problem.
That's the one thing that truly was inexcusable. Like, the penalties were bad. I understand they called it both sides. I understand they called a lot of bullshit illegal formation penalties across the league. Throwing those out, too many penalties. Like, you can't be that undisciplined right away.
Well, and also burning the timeouts as early did in the first half. I think there was a delayed game in there. It's like, God damn, guys, really?
Yeah. Management isn't exactly Matt LaFleur's specialty.
No.
But
I'm in shock.
I thought he called an okay game, though, in terms of
right. Like, they put up points. Like, they scored points is the thing.
There's some things in his scheme that are so damn good, and he just gets away from it, though. Like, run a deep cross every time. If you have pass protection in the NFL and you can run a deep cross, it's unstoppable.
Yeah, it's just do it. It just goes back to my first point. Like, Jaden Reed is leading the NFL in receiving yards, and he had 5 touches in this game.
Yeah. And was the only one that could stand on his feet.
Right.
Yeah, in a way that only Aaron Jones usually did. Like he just looked. I know, but he just looked unfazed. Like he was the only player in control on the field, and for whatever reason, we use him as a gadget player, and he's not a gadget player. He's just a good player. He's got a lot of Antonio Brown in him, if I dare make that comparison.
Where was Romeo Dobbs in this game?
He's big. He's got good body control, but
he can't get off the press coverage to save his life.
No, and that was the thing I said about him coming out of college. And he's not fast, and he has no agility. Like, he doesn't run that great of routes. So if there is a sloppiness on the field, he's gonna be fucked.
Yeah, he's like James Jones, but it's supposed to be like wide receiver 1. Yeah,
he's like James Jones, but with Julio Jones, Philadelphia Eagles movement. It's not great.
Yeah, I like that too. If he's your guy, let's throw him the ball.
He's been Jordan Love's best receiver because he can play the ball in the air and adjust his body, because Jordan Love can't throw it on target. So that's why he keeps getting all those deep. He's a great player, and he'll be fine. He was a little banged up coming into the game as well.
Yep.
But like I said, not on the injury report, so should be good. Colts defense can certainly get picked on. I think they have a couple decent safeties, but is what it is. And they got some good tacklers up front. So Packers are going to want to establish the run. I think that's the Colts' strength. So if the Packers can go strength on strength and beat them there, I think Packers can win this game. I just doubt that they can find that much, that much space, because it's not like Josh Jacobs can make them. He can't make space in the way some current Minnesota Vikings running backs can.
You're torturing Janet on this show.
I know. This is every time you hear her take a shot. That's 3 already.
Janet, whenever you feel sad, just remember Aaron Jones, how he looked in the playoffs, and then you'll feel happy again.
I don't know.
Really gonna get the Cowboys.
I agree with you, Janet. I hate it too.
In my head.
And I mean, even to your point, even if the offense wins strength on strength, the defenses show up too. Like, do we actually think? My answer is no. Do we actually think they can stop Anthony Richardson and Jonathan Taylor? I think absolutely not.
I think no.
I think so. Doesn't this scream a game where the Packers defense pitches a shutout and then the Packers offense is somehow even worse than a shutout?
I don't think so, but I understand what you mean.
Like every time the Packers offense doesn't show up, the defense is somehow incredible.
Yeah. It's either one or the other. I think that's why we can't get to the Super Bowl, because either one shows up and the other one doesn't. And
projected totals 41, so it's gonna be a low scoring game.
And then when both show up, the kicker doesn't show up.
Yeah. Well, he shows up, just we wish he didn't. That's the issue. Yeah, Luke? Did you have something?
I'm gonna take a more. I always talk about the first game, with the crowd. I don't know what the crowd is going to be in this game, right? I'm sure if Jordan Love was playing, this crowd would be electric. I'm very interested to see, what the rallying is around Malik Willis. The thing that Packer I've learned about Packer fans, that for the better, for the worse, they find even like the little fucking smallest thing to get excited about, and they go fucking nuts on it. So I'm really excited to see what that's going to be on Sunday. So I'm sure there's going to be a good crowd. I don't think it's going to be a great crowd. This is a game where if Indianapolis starts with the ball and they come and run right down the field, I think this is a very quiet crowd the rest of the game.
It's home opener though. Home opener.
I don't think that matters. I think a lot of the wind is taken out of the sail with Jordan Love.
If a lot of things have to go right. If Wisconsin beats Alabama,
that's true.
I think we parlay that energy.
Okay, I'm with that. People will be drunk and will be wanting to party.
Yeah, still drunk.
That the Wisconsin game is at Saturday.
But if we get walked over, could be a quiet tailgate.
I will say, to Luke's point, like the opener was New Orleans last year. That crowd was extremely quiet for a lot.
What?
When the Saints just walked all over us.
Yeah, we were kind of quiet for a bit.
it was dead even after the first touchdown. It was still it's not going to happen. But
so, Dan, I don't know if that's your job to get the crowd going, but I think this is a crowd. It has to be a crowd game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Bring your Jesus card. Let everyone know. Get them rowdy.
Hey, you heard it here first. If they hold the Colts to a shutout, Janet will join the Christ for Latter-day Saints Church.
It's a good one.
This card is from 2019.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to stop the conversation here, but Lombardi Sweep was back when Randy's in the chat asking our thoughts about maple bread. Like it's just incredible.
I think Randy, I think you asked this during like a Flurry Sports podcast stream. I've never had maple bread. That's great.
Remember that time when we tried to figure out where Randy was from and we gave up after the second time?
I keep making little mental notes. He's always on it though. He doesn't let shit slip. But we got mental notes. We'll narrow you down. Does Josh Jacobs play? Yeah. Josh Jacobs is gonna play. Do we think Marshawn Lloyd plays? I think he has a chance. I don't think so either, but I think he has a chance.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, does it matter?
I think so. I don't think the Packers are out of this game.
I do.
Why am I optimistic? Why am I?
I think the Badgers have a better chance. Truly,
I'm not going that far.
I think the Badgers have a better chance of beating Alabama by 10+ than the Packers do of winning this game.
No, I'm not going that far.
I say we win.
I think the Badgers.
Why? Because I'm 9-1 every time I'm at Lambeau.
All right, I'm with it.
But aren't you 0-1 in the last one? New streak.
What do you mean new streak?
And what's your record in October? You always go in December. What's your record in like September?
We beat
October?
The Saints.
Did you win last year?
Were at that game.
You were there. Okay.
I was at the Saints game.
Okay, I thought you lost last year. I thought you were starting a new streak.
No,
I'm sorry.
We lost against the Buccaneers during Christmas.
So is that 2 straight games that 3 of us have been at? We've just never said hello.
That's what I'm saying.
I didn't even know that.
We never meet. We never meet.
I think that the Badgers have a better chance of losing by 20 than the Packers do of winning this game.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. I agree with that. But I'm just saying, the Colts aren't like this magical fucking. They're not like unicorns out there. Why are we acting like the big bad Colts are coming to town?
But Zach, to that point, like, are the Packers big bad Packers?
No, we fucking suck. But the Colts aren't good either.
There's your point. One team sucks. One team has Malik Willis starting at quarterback.
The other is Anthony Richardson, who has played 2 full NFL games.
That Malik Willis
Would it be
doesn't have a
weird if
touchdown pass.
Anthony Richardson threw a bad interception in front of a rowdy Lambeau crowd?
We just got 3 turnovers and got 6 points off of it. He needs to throw like 4 for anything to happen.
No, Colts offense isn't even close to the Eagles offense. It's not in the same stratosphere.
But we don't have Jordan Love either. We have Malik fucking Willis. So like,
is that a downgrade?
I think it is. I think it actually is. One knows the offense, one doesn't. That's a clear downgrade.
Does Jordan Love know the offense?
Yes.
You guys are very confident about things that we're not sure of yet.
More than Malik Willis, yes.
I'm not with Trevor on this. I don't think it's about knowing the offense. I think Malik Willis sucks at football.
Yeah, me too. I'm saying he's not that much worse than Jordan Love.
I think that he is.
He is.
We'll find out.
Dude, Will Levis was starting over him, man.
I'm letting you know, if Malik Willis goes 220 with a touchdown and no interceptions and the Packers win, I'm getting loud.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get very loud. That's
aren't you always loud, Zach?
No. Zach, I've been very patient about Jordan Love after the contract. Have I not? I've been very patient up until week 1.
I would be happy to be wrong. I'll say that.
Great. Yeah, it seems like you guys are not supporting Malik Willis for some reason.
I'm not at all. I think that he sucks.
He also went to Liberty. I don't support that.
Is he the first full black quarterback to start a game for the Packers?
Didn't we have Seneca Wallace?
Is he full black? I don't think so. I think he's halfy.
I'm not sure. Shout out Seneca Wallace.
If we're counting preseason, Vince Young.
Not counting preseason. Vince Young will never count as a Packer.
Hey, you watch your mouth.
I don't know about that.
I don't even count Jeff Saturday.
Did Deshaun Kaiser start a fucking game?
He did not.
Count? I think he did.
Vince Young is as much of the Packers as Blake Bortles is.
No.
Yeah.
That's not true. Blake Bortles was on the active roster.
Yeah.
He dressed for a game. He dressed for a game. I was loud about that too. He needed to be in the game. Vince Young, did he dress for a game?
He did not. He got cut after training camp.
We should explore bringing him back at this current moment.
Vince Young?
Yeah.
Vince Young was fun, man.
I'm not a Vince Young fan, never have been, horns down. Would love to see him as the Packers quarterback right now.
Yeah. Yeah, shout out Vince Young.
Something to think about.
They're going to hear you and then take the credit.
Fine. That's fine.
We are the only ones that had this idea.
Okay, so before somehow that happened, I was just saying, like, I don't know why you guys are saying the Packers have zero chance.
What's the line on the game?
The Colts are favored by 3, and it's over under 41. So one play is going to make or break it.
Yeah, I would say that's right.
Yeah, I think the Colts should be favored. I think the Colts are going to want to come in and run the football, and if they don't, I think the Packers are going to have a real chance to win.
I think that's a big if they don't, though.
Here's the other big thing. You said it's going to come down to one big play. When was the last time the Packers have made that big play in a competitive game, not against the Bears?
I trust Kenny Clark to take all 3 interior offensive linemen for the Colts. I don't think they're that great. Quentin Nelson's fine. And so if Anthony Richardson all of a sudden has people in his lap, he's going to let that thing fly. And I feel better about Anthony Richardson starting against the Packers than if he got hurt and Joe Flacco came in. Then I'm a little.
That's fair. Joe Flacco does nothing but destroy teams as the quarterback too.
Little worried. But Anthony Richardson will make mistakes in this game. I think he's a great young quarterback. I think he's athletic. He should run all over the Packers. He will make mistakes in this game, guaranteed. Well, the Packers quarterback, guaranteed. It just depends on who makes the play. I think Xavier McKinney is good enough to make plays. I think Jair is good enough to make plays. Kind of ends there. I think Bullard's good enough to make plays. I think he's a good player. And then I think the defensive line will have opportunities to strip the ball. I think Anthony Richardson's careless. I think he's so big. He just kind of flails around. So like the ball's going to be floating out there, and there's going to be fumbles. There's going to be balls on the turf. This game could go either way, truly, I think. And I hate being the positive one.
I'm positive too.
Okay, the pick 'em to win by 30, so I can at least say the Packers still lose after that because I think they lose, but it's close.
I think it's gonna be a close game. Yeah, but I think they're gonna win.
Okay, score prediction. You go.
24-21. It's gonna be really close. Packers.
I think it's close. I'm the next most optimistic, so I will go. I think the Colts win. I think it's going to be a gross game. Colts kicker, by the way, I don't know if Matt Gay is going to make a season debut or if he's still out. So if they also have a shitty, inexperienced kicker, that's a big deal. I will go. The Colts win 20-17.
Oh, stole mine.
Okay.
I'm going the Colts win 20-16.
Okay.
First of all, Luke, love the sweatshirt. Second of all, I'll go Colts 24-13.
It feels like such a game where Keyshawn Nixon's good enough to make plays. Keyshawn Nixon runs a kickback. Packers scoop and score defense. And then the offense just does not show up. Like 2 scores, 2 phases of the game, there's scores, and then Packers offense doesn't show up.
I don't know.
It's going to be close, though.
I kind of feel like this is Indianapolis scores 21 points. They're up 21-0, and we're chasing from behind, and we not fuck up at the end, but things don't go the way at the end, and they lose 21-16 with two points.
Like every single playoff game ever, go behind big, start to get hope back, and then immediately crash once you get the hope back.
We'll see. I think it might be the exact opposite, where Packers come out rolling.
I wish we were playing against a quarterback that I hate, because I really want to say, I want to see Preston Smith, 15-yard, just bury Caleb Williams into the dirt right now.
Preston Smith's still the best DN, by the way, on the team.
Yeah.
This would be a great week to play the Titans.
Same. Yeah, for sure. Will Levis is not good at football.
I can't wait till this show next week when I'm saying let's just bury, 3 unnecessary roughness. Will Levis just shove his face right into that dirt.
Yeah, that's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
We do have to go against J.C. Latham in that game. He looks good.
Yeah, that's fair.
Badgers going to win 31-20, guys, too, so we'll have the good juju going in.
Does Tyler Van Dyke play?
Doesn't matter, man. Something special.
It does matter.
It's happening. It's happening.
It does
Man,
matter.
I have seen Alex Hornerbrook lead a team down the field. Tyler Van Dyke is not worse than that. He's not much better, but he's not worse.
Hornerbrook was a good quarterback.
No, he was not.
That's not true.
No, he was fucking not.
That part's not true. But Randy, peanut butter is not overrated. Tyler Van Dyke he's a doofus.
Dude, he's going to pull something out of his ass that's going to make you go, oh my God, I didn't know he could do that for good.
And then it's going to be followed up by a million Tyler Van Dyke plays.
Alabama is not coming up north and putting their foot in the dirt. They're too scared.
Okay.
I
hope you're right. Yeah, I almost bought tickets to this game, and then I just said, can't watch that. Can't be there to see that.
Zach, you gotta be there. We could meet up. We could have a good time.
I was
so
going,
close.
I was
they
going
serve
to
alcohol
go
there now.
Yeah, I was gonna go in the morning and then go up to the Packer game, but I have work on Friday and I don't get out till 5, and I'm just not gonna make it on time. So,
have you been to Camp Randall before?
No, I've been trying to. That's like my grandma has done the jump around and I haven't done it. It's like it's on my bucket list. But yeah, I wanted to go to this game, but it's just so freaking early, and then to go and then drive the next day because I'm flying into Milwaukee.
Alabama football right now kind of feels like Gonzaga basketball, where everyone just thinks they're fall off, but no, they're still a powerhouse.
Worst thing you ever go out of a vending machine.
Got out of a vending machine, I'm assuming?
No, I don't think so.
Out?
I don't know. I might.
We'll end on this.
I might pass on this because I love vending machines.
They're great.
I don't think I've ever seen a bad vending machine. I will say that.
We forgot I had a teeth back, and I never said it.
That's what we'll end on.
Jesus Christ. Okay, Janet. Just a second.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, my bad. I forgot he's here. Okay.
That was great. This is gonna be here every episode now. And when you say it, I'm just gonna put
That's scary, actually. I don't like that.
All right. So I was told, because apparently I was not under when I got my wisdom teeth, or not a wisdom teeth, a root canal. Somebody told me that I was actually supposed to be under because it depends if the roots are still connected to like your teeth, and sometimes they die off. So you're telling me that the dentist might or might know, or they have to do x-rays and all that to check if the root is still connected, but they didn't do that with me. They just kind of like drilled through and I felt everything.
They just freeballed it.
Yeah, they were like, maybe it could be, and then I just felt like all the way up to my brain. It was, yeah.
That's what we need. That's what we need Preston Smith to do to Anthony Richardson on Sunday.